Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to a brand new episode of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching from my home office. I'm working behind the computer today. I just got back in from being up in New York during the day and had a couple things going on. So this is my first opportunity to get a chance to talk to you today. We're going to talk about a very broad subject, but a very, very important subject. The subject itself is about marketing. Now, we're going to get much further, much deeper into what type of marketing, how marketing works, what defines certain types of marketing, how marketing is paralleled. So we're going to get into a little tiny bit of that today, just a little bit, but we're going to go a lot deeper into it here in the near future. So just bear with me. We're going to talk about the different types of marketing you can get into. Now, we discussed before that marketing is everything that's done before the sale. And the better the marketing done, the better the sale, as Joe Polish says. It's a great phrase. And if the marketing is done better, the sale is considerably easier. So we call that a win-win. If you're planning things right, you are actually thinking strategic if you're doing your marketing right, because the tactics come after a very good strategy, and the tactics are really the sale. And the better you plan your strategy, the better and easier your tactics will be. So let's get into this tonight. Different types of marketing. We're going to start with traditional brand-based marketing. So a brand-based marketing would be your Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Sears products. It could be FedEx. It could be Whirlpool. It could be any of those, Amazon.com. Southwest Airlines. We've talked about them, I know, in the past. Any of those, they're brands. So that's brand-based marketing. So they're very focused and very driven on the fact that the brand is going to be the focal point. So everything is around. If it's Amazon, everything is around Amazon. Amazon Prime, it's not Prime Amazon. Notice it's Amazon Prime, Amazon this, Amazon that. It's whatever it is, but the core of the brand is Amazon. Coca-Cola, same thing. FedEx. When you want to ship something overnight, we called it FedEx. I've been called it FedEx since I was a kid. I'm going to FedEx that to you, which means you're going to get it overnight. Even though other companies do offer overnight service, several of them have come, some of them have gone, but a lot of companies still offer it, including their biggest competitor. But FedEx still, everybody thinks when you positively have to have it there overnight, without a doubt, FedEx. And that's it. And if you really look at the FedEx label, and this is something I want to get further, as you look at the FedEx label, you're going to see there's actually an arrow going through it, which means it's going a certain way. And the brand-based advertising those guys do are big war chest type marketing, which means big dollars, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to probably $1 billion, depending on what the company is. They're based on building that brand and everything around the brand itself. And your marketing pieces, no matter what venue you try to choose with, are all built around that brand. Okay, that's one of the first and one of the biggest ones. Another one is internet, your position on the internet, where you're at as far as where you're seen on the internet. Do you do your SEO campaigns, which are longer term, take a period of a year? One of my friends, and I don't want to call him a client because he's really just a good friend, and we've been able to exchange ideas back and forth, have talked about building a platform where it's going to be a one-year type program. And the importance of one-year program is that he can deliver those results. He can guarantee that the results will be X as long as they have the time in order to build that position in SEO. The other would be a pay-per-click or PPC, which means you're going on, you're buying time, or you're hiring a company that's managing your clicks. And the clicks are things that people go online to buy. So, if you're doing a PPC campaign, you're going to be in the what they call sponsored links, or whatever they're calling it now. It could be a variety of different things. But you're looking at the different links and saying, okay, this is a sponsored link. It's up here in the very front of whatever it is. And over to the right or left, it can be there too as well. So that is a pay-per-click campaign. Now, the good thing about that is it's pretty quick. It can get you some stuff very quickly. If you're a carpet cleaner or plumber, and nobody's really generally in a rush, they just know they need a service provider, PPC is great because it can be targeted to areas, to specific keywords that are being searched, and get you some results. The downside to is extremely expensive, and you really have to have some funds to work with in order to manage a real proper PPC campaign. You're going to spend thousands of dollars every single month on any average size business in pay-per-click. Now, if that yields you $50,000 to $100,000, awesome. But if that yields you $10,000 and you spend $5,000, you better sell a pretty inexpensive product, or you're going to go in the hole pretty quick. And you probably will, no matter what you do, because it is a 50-50 split. So you really do have to have the war chest to work with, or hire a company that manages it I know in the restoration field, there are multiple companies that go and they will manage it for you, and they will get it and send you the lead, but that lead will cost you $350, $400 or more to get that lead. Whether you get the job or not, it doesn't make a difference. You're getting the lead, and it's your responsibility to make something out of it. So you're playing in a really big arena. And if you're a startup company, small, it's really not where you want to be. There's no reason for you to be there. You're better off doing an SEO campaign or some of the other things we're going to talk about. Referral-based, my personal favorite. And you can generate referrals. You can generate that by marketing campaigns, whether it be direct campaigns or internet-based campaigns, emails, follow-up, text, SMS, whatever the case is. You can do that with referrals too as well, and get somebody to refer you very, very quickly. I had a customer we're dealing with today on a restoration job in Staten Island, and she just wanted to know if we had a facility locally, which we do. And I explained to her that we service it. Obviously, we have two main facilities, and we have a couple of other places where we can store equipment because of the size of New York City. And that's our strategic plan, is making sure we have certain places where we can pull equipment from at the drop of a dime, because we can't possibly carry all our equipment everywhere we go. It would take entirely too long. So it's one of our strategies. But we have an actual facility where we've got a workshop, office, everything right here. And she wanted to make sure that she was able to refer us if she wanted to get something done. Now, she could have just been nice and just curious of what we do and how much things cost and things, so forth and so on, and what the investment is on her restoration job. She could have asked that just out of curiosity, and she's entitled to every ounce of that. But she really was curious to make sure she was dealing with a local-based business, and we wanted to make sure we could come through. We are a local-based business. In fact, we started in Staten Island, and we worked our way out based on demand as we went. So referral-driven is one of the very best you can do, and referral is based off your customers. I'm going to get into JV a little bit in a little bit of time here, but the referral is based off normally your customers, your clients, people you're currently working with. Not a referral partner per se. Direct marketing or direct response marketing, some would call it direct marketing, is sending mailers to your door, that annoying stuff that comes in the mail that gets sent to your door. You look at it and you go, wow, I don't know why they sent me all this stuff. I'm lucky if I use one person, if I do it all. So why would they send me all this stuff? And they just do. And there's no rhyme or reason. They just send it to everybody's house. So that's just direct mail. You qualify because X amount of income comes in your household. You have 2.5 kids. They know those particular graphics and know those particular things, but that's where it kind of stops. They don't know anything else. When you're dealing direct response, then you're dealing with not just demographics, but psychographics, buying habits, which are, again, related to that. You're dealing with things that are tied together. So mailing campaigns can be saturated where it's one to another, to another, to another. And those are direct response. They're tied to a certain result, and you could track and maintain direct response marketing. That is actually my favorite form of marketing. I love referral-based marketing. You could tie those two together. But direct response marketing really, has an offer, has a deadline, has certain criteria that are in the actual ad itself or whatever you're using to promote in order to attract attention, and you can track those ads no matter whether they're online or done through an SEO campaign, pay-per-click campaign, traditional media, whatever it is, you could track them. So I happen to really be a big fan of direct response marketing. Guys like Jay Abraham, Dan Kennedy, a lot of big marketing gurus. In fact, David Ogilvy said the only people that really get it at the end of the day are the direct response people, and that's kind of true. And I've come more from the traditional sense of brand build advertising, and over time realized that we could put some really funny, goofy campaigns together and send out to people and get a 10 times multiple of what we would get versus just brand-based, this is me, look at me, haha, type of marketing. So that doesn't make a difference. The other one is social media, making sure your brand awareness is out there. Now, when I say brand, I don't mean you're actually building a brand, but you are your own position in the marketplace. So I get away from really calling that, I should say, a brand. It's more of a position in the marketplace. It's sort of like NASCAR cars. If you go see a NASCAR race, you got a bunch of cars rolling around. Very tough to see what's actually on the race car itself unless you follow that driver, then you know what they are. But that's social. It's got a whole bunch of things tied to it that are running around the track, a 2.5 mile, whatever particularly is. It could be a mile track. So you are taking those things and you are putting them on something, and it's getting dispersed out to everybody. That's social media, essentially. And people interact with what they see, what they notice. It's the same thing as a race, and really a NASCAR race or any type of race is the best description of social media I can think of off the top of my head. It's you have all these little things here in the tentacles, and they're getting spread out. At the end of the job, you'll see, whoever won the race is the one that has all the sponsors. Maybe he has the best car, but he has the best sponsors, whatever the case is, and those sponsors win the race, so to speak. So that's, to me, that's social media, making sure your content, your information is out there is correct and is seen by the people that need to see them. You can do it strategically. You do that through campaigns. You can do it on your own or use a managed company. I recommend a managed company. I've done this stuff on my own. I still continue to try a lot of it on my own, more because I'm just a control freak when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, I would much rather use a managed company. If you're built the business up to where you can have it, don't do it yourself. You're not the best at it. You're not ever going to be the best at it. You may think you can save a few dollars, but it's pointless. Use a social media company. And for many things I do, just like our web design and the back end stuff behind my website, I don't design it. My good friend Rob Hampton designed it from Hampton Consulting. He did an amazing job. Every day we're changing a few tweaks to it to really get it to where it needs to be, but it is really coming to life right now. I would never try and build a website. I would never try and do the back end stuff behind the website. I'm entirely too stupid for that, and I'm not qualified to do that. And for me, it's much better to have an expert like Rob take care of it. Same with another colleague of mine, Rob Anspaugh, same thing. He knows his social media and trust creation around social media. That's his niche, and he's very, very good at it. The other last one is really a joint venture. We do a lot of this when it comes to marketing to our referring partners. A joint venture is a person you're splitting with that has a common interest. So let's just say you in particular have, you are a plumber, and your joint venture partner could be an HVAC person that doesn't do any plumbing. And here in New York City, that's very, very common for a person to just plumb or just to be an HVAC person. A lot of the companies, bigger companies, do both, but a lot of them just specialize in one or the other. So if you're a plumber, you need to have an HVAC company to get in because they're the ones dealing with gas where you're not allowed to as a plumber. So there's a lot of restrictions to it. So you could deal with that. You could work in conjunction with a sewer and drain cleaning outfit to do some stuff. You could work with a duct cleaning outfit because at some point the HVAC system, not the plumbing system, is going to need the ducts cleaned or maintained. So those would be joint venture partners where you develop a joint venture relationship with that person when they run into it, to give your name, your card, and refer you. And if that person hires you, certainly you want to reward that person. You develop a rewards program, a referral rewards program rather, that is going to be tangible for both you and the person you're referring to. So if you have somebody really good in your staple and they do a great job and you know about it, there's nothing wrong with joint venturing with them because they see the opportunities that you can run into every single day, every single time. They take time to develop unless they already know you. If you're relatively new to the market or you're just starting out or you really haven't tested the water, so to speak, it's going to take time. It's not something overnight. You have to build a relationship with them. And anything that's not worth building a relationship, you probably are not going to hold on to or you don't want because they're just going to the next bidder, whoever's going to pay them the most money, whoever's going to give them the most referrals, whatever that happens to be. So make sure you build a relationship with your joint venture partner first and develop a referral reward system second. Because if you do the first one right, the second one becomes significantly easier, very similar to marketing before the sale. So today, that's my very, very quick, very short standpoint on the types of marketing you could do. Again, traditional brand-based advertising, internet, your regular putting your website out there, doing different things, referral-based, people and customers and clients you have, direct or direct response marketing, direct mail and direct marketing going to the consumer, direct response having a reaction tied to it, and it's very trackable and accountable. Social media and how you manage your social media out there and what venues get what information at what time. That's a real art form, again. And joint venture, finding those joint venture partners that have something in common with you. So hopefully you got something out of this. Please feel free to go back and rewind it. It's a little bit longer than a normal episode, but it is very, very involved. And we're going to break these down piece by piece in future episodes, each single one. So we're going to spend time talking about direct response marketing. We're going to spend an entire episode on social media marketing, on joint venture, referral, internet, and traditional. I have experience on all ends of this. I have clients that do it. I have clients I build things for that are involved in this. I work with other companies, graphic designers, and work with them on developing campaigns and processes and systems and whatever it is happens to be, whether it's a brand-based, which is my least favorite, or it's a joint venture and direct response process where you're marketing them in direct response, but you have a direct JV partnership with that person. All right, guys, thanks so much. I really appreciate you being here for episode number 40 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching. It's a long one today. Please feel free to rewind. Please feel free to comment below. I appreciate it. Sorry to come to you so late, but better late than never, as they go. So thanks so much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.